Hi and welcome back to the channel. We're finally back in live action form. It's good not to be 2D for once. I'm feeling very depthy.
Three-dimensional.
Three-dimensional, exactly. So we're hopefully going to be doing 2 episodes in this one, but we're going to start with episode 3, which was called...
In the Cradle of Vexilon.
Wow, you remember that very well. It's almost like you just checked it on your phone.
Nope.
Not at all, not at all. So this episode's outline is basically about, on one hand, we got Boimler's first command, essentially.
Yes, for the away team.
Yeah, where he's transporting volatile materials out of
the power canisters or something?
Yeah, there's something like power canisters. Out of a computer relay into the shuttlecraft, only he's loath to let any of the crew do anything because he's... freaking out about
the dangers. He's looked at it and he doesn't like the idea of anyone being endangered.
Yeah, because he'd also heard, hadn't he, that statistically they're more likely, his crew are more likely to die under a first commanding officer. On the other hand, we've got the captain of the Cerritos is... she's attempting to reboot the AI of,
she's dealing with
a computer that's oversees a planet, which looked a lot like a Halo ring.
Yes.
I know it's based in lots of other books, but my first, being my generation, first thing I saw was like, oh, they're on Halo.
I did think the exact same thing when I saw it. I was like, oh, it's a Halo.
Yeah.
I quite like the idea of her getting a bit something more to do as well.
Even if she did screw it up.
Yes.
And set the entire planet on practically self-destruct. I liked all there are lots of little digs about the original series about, this isn't an evil computer that's ruling everyone.
What I like that sort of riff on well, yeah.
Yeah, they did it so many times in the original series. So many times.
Always evil.
And Kirk always managed to talk them into suicide, which is it's impressive. What was Mariner doing in this episode? She did something. So Mariner is assigned with Tendi and... Is Rutherford there? Rutherford's there as well. They're having to check out for a bad ice linear chip, aren't they? Through loads and loads of them.
They think they're being hazed, don't they? As lieutenants. Yep.
So they set themselves up a booby trap. So we got a couple of references there, didn't we? So we got the Betazoid box.
Thing.
The creepy box, which is fun to see, and we got a reference to the greatest episode of Deep Space Nine, and I'm not even being ironic there. It's my favourite, probably one of my favourite episodes of Deep Space Nine. We got a Move Along Home reference from the Waddy game.
Yes, the fact that Rutherford managed to get through the entire game in 2
seconds because he already knows how to do it. I love the fact that he pushes the girl out the way when he's doing the Alamarain count 2, 4. I'd have liked more of it in that episode.
I would have liked to see more.
Literally, I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing it, and then it was over that part, and I was like, oh, gutted. I quite like that there's a revelation, wasn't there, that they were being hazed. He kind of does a sob story, doesn't he?
Yes.
And they're like, oh my god, we've set all these traps. We need to undo all these traps really, really quickly. And it turns out that the sob story was being hazed as well.
Yeah. Oh, there was a creature loose as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's it's not a squirrel, is it? It's a small rodent thing.
Wow. Cut.
It was 3 weeks ago, okay? Well, it's been a while.
No, I can't think
No.
Gerbil? Hamster.
Gerbil, hamster, a rodent of some variety.
Small, fluffy animal.
Small, fluffy animal is loose as well. And Boimler, spoilers, dies. He has his first death, doesn't he?
Yes.
Did you get the reference when he's dead?
What, the Great Koala?
Yeah. Not just because the Great Koala's appeared in the opening credits and stuff for a while, hasn't it? But the room and how the Great Koala talks, it's from Twin Peaks.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, the zigzag floor and everything, and the fact the koala's talking backwards but played forwards. So they recorded the lines of them phonetically saying it and then backwards and then reversed it so it's the right way around. It's straight from Twin Peaks. The dwarf from Twin Peaks does that. So straight away I was up off my chair going, oh my god, there's a Twin Peaks reference. So yeah, I lost my shit at that point. How did you think this episode compared then to the first 2? Go on. Talking over you now, I'm always doing that.
No, that's fine. I think for the most part, again, kept strong. Mm-hmm. It's really difficult because there's not been a terrible episode yet, and that's where I'm struggling. I want to criticise it, but I'm struggling to. But that's what Lower Decks does quite well, to be fair.
It does do it quite well. I thought this was weaker than the first two. I didn't laugh anywhere near as much as this
terrible.
one. No, it wasn't terrible. There's nothing bad about it.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm struggling to sort of go.
The only part that, like I said, really, really made me laugh was, and I'm biased, was the Move Along Home game. For me, this is a real straight down the middle kind of average episode for me. Not one I would rush to watch again. I wouldn't skip it if I was watching a marathon either. So we've been getting a lot more with the Vulcan Lieutenant as well.
Tavana.
Yeah. Who's now feeling like she's a regular. I feel almost now that she's part of.
I think she was a fan favourite once she was introduced. So that's
it feels now like, particularly as the episodes go on. I mean, obviously, we have seen the next few. It feels like now there are 4, not a 3. 5, not a.
I was thinking. I was thinking
5, not a 3.
Who did you kill off?
I failed maths really, really bad. But I feel like she's now part of the core group, and I'm all for it. I think she adds a nice layer to it, because you've got everyone else you've got super enthusiastic. You've got flouting the rules, which is from Mariner. You've got Boimler, who's a bit of a hypochondriac, and then you've got her that's way more level. But I kind of like her arc as well. That they've been going. That she's
definitely.
So, what would be your ranking for this one? Rating in lights, 4, not 5.
I'm going to go with 3.
Yeah.
Wasn't exactly middle of the road. Mm-hmm. It was just slightly, like I still enjoyed it.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with 3.
I think for me, I said straight down the middle on a minute, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Straight down the middle. Nothing great, nothing bad for me. So, yeah. It'd have got that extra half a point if we'd spent a little bit longer in the Move Along Home game. So I was all prepared to give this one a 5 out of 5 when I heard about it. I want a Waddy episode, damn right. But having said that, because these are so short, we figured we could do a couple of episodes at the same time. So we're also going to review the next episode, which is called...
Oh, God, something... Old, something new, something borrowed, something green?
You might be right.
Something borrowed, something green.
Oh, you're close.
Yeah.
Close enough. So this was a Tendi episode primarily.
Yep.
She's called back to Orion.
Yes.
For her sister's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's called back under the pretense, isn't it? She's kidnapped.
Yes.
She's been kidnapped.
But she doesn't find that until she lands, does she?
No, I thought that was why she was sent.
Was it? Could be that way around.
Anyway, she's called back for her sister as well.
Yes. Only her sister has been kidnapped, so she's assigned to go and find her.
Find her, yep.
And on the counterpoint, we had Boimler and Rutherford kind of getting used to being roommates and falling out.
Mark Twain.
I was getting to that. So we got a lot of stuff about the Orion homeworld, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
In fact, this one ended up going better than I expected it to from the setup, if that makes sense.
Right.
So once it started, I thought, okay, this one's going to be okay. And I thought where it went, I had way more fun with than I expected. Lots of the stuff about the Orion pheromones absolutely slaughtered me.
Oh, it's funny when they're in that club and they've done
the club all the men. All the men, just where they're raising their arms and they're just sniffing their armpits and stuff. Oh my God, I was dying. And then again, like you were about to say, when you counterpointed, it goes back to the ship. And oh my God, the Mark Twain holodeck thing that just keeps going on, and the fact that the joke just keeps going and going and going. I was literally, I was crying. I was laughing so hard at it. I don't know if it was the southern accents or what. And then when they try and use it in the negotiation, and oh my God,
that whole thing with that alien, and I'm like, at what point did they turn around and get? It's like, because it's not a serious show, but it's like if you're trying from a starter perspective, trying to get the captain to go, I've got it.
That's it. I love the fact that I've got an idea, and I thought they're going to actually show the scene of the, and they didn't, and I'm glad they didn't. It just cut to them straight away, and they're all sat in the southern outfits, and I was like, oh my God, they actually convinced her that this is going to work.
Yeah.
We got a crash shuttle, didn't we?
The
Raven from classic Trek. Well, not classic, you know what I mean? Older Trek. Which is always a joy to see some of the older ships and things like that involved into it. Obviously, the plot unfolds that Tendi's sister hasn't been kidnapped, has she? She's just kind of buggered off.
Oh, well, she's more bored, wasn't she? She's doing it for effect. I think she was trying to set up Tendi a bit as well.
A little bit. She's kind of jealous of Tendi, isn't she? Tendi obviously is trying to hide the fact that she's a fantastic pirate because she really wants to get away from that.
It's what she always does, doesn't she? She always ends up... Every season that's gone by, it's like... It's such a stereotypical way to talk about Orion, and seconds later she's doing the most stereotypical pirate thing.
But it did give us another good moment with, again, I've forgotten her name, the Vulcan lieutenant.
It's Tavarna, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Tavarna,
where she Tendi shows up that she's like uncomfortable about it being in the log, and she immediately just throws the log away. Really like that moment where she's been recording what's going on for a report the whole way through, and as soon as she's like, "Yeah, do you have to put that in?" She's like, "Do you not want it in?" She's like, "No." Okay, she just throws the whole thing away immediately. She's like, "It would be unethical to put it if you're not happy with it."
That whole scene, I loved that. At some point, they sat down and was like, "We need a shuttle."
Mm-hmm.
And then they picked the Raven, from Voyager. They go back, we'll pick the Raven and use that. Like, it's just an Easter egg, but the fact they fought, they could put any shuttle there, could have been any ship. And they've gone, we'll go for something that's only been what, 2 episodes technically.
Yeah. I only vaguely remember because it's been so long since I've watched all of Voyager and some of them, but I loved all the Orion, like I said, all the Orion pheromone jokes were just absolutely
that whole club scene was brilliant.
It was.
Oh, and the knife gag as well, that Mariner keeps getting hit by the knife.
Yes, that's right, yes. Every time he keeps going in the same wound, doesn't it? That was killing me as well.
She's like, come on, how could this keep happening?
Oh, God, and then Rutherford and Boimler are banned from doing Mark Twain, aren't they? So it ends with them doing... Are they doing Bach? Or they're doing... it's like a composer thing, aren't they? Where they both got their pianos.
Yes.
Doing... It might be Beethoven,
yeah.
That absolutely killed me again, that it just came back to that from the joke. I loved it.
And to be honest, the fact that whole episode started with them caring for that bonsai tree.
Yes.
And then the resolution is the alien...
It just eats the bonsai tree. Yeah. Because they can't agree on who's feeding it when and all the rest of it, can they? Like I said, I love this episode. I really. I hurt. I was laughing so hard. Again, it was all the Mark Twain bits that were really killing me. But then, counterpointed with all the Orion gags as well. Just spot on. This was just.
It was. Again, it's just what I keep saying. It's difficult to criticise it. Yeah. Because they get it right.
They do get it right. And this one, I thought they got absolutely everything right. Absolutely everything right. I thought this was
references,
cultures,
getting, things like I say, and character growth really as well. They all got something out of it, and just.
But the whole thing was just spot on. This is so far. This probably actually. This might be my favourite one so far this season. Maybe it's definitely the one I've laughed the most at. So.
High praise.
The only thing I've laughed just almost as much as this was the teeth. First officer's teeth.
To put them there.
Absolutely. That killed me. If they'd have carried that on, I wish they'd carried it on all the way through the series, because literally every time that he came in, I would be laughing. I think they missed a trick there to keep that going. Absolutely spot on. So
I think you should change our background to just
his teeth, just his smiling teeth. Maybe. See what I can do. Anything else you want to say about this one?
No, like I think, like I said.
No, I think my rating then is going to be quite obvious. It's in lights, 4, not 5. Picard would be proud. It's got to be 5. 5 out of 5.
5?
Yeah, I'm going for 5 with this one. It's top marks for me. And for you?
Oh, well, I was going to go 4.5, but you've gone for the 5.
I went straight for the 5.
I think that's the first time you've ever given anything maximum.
Did I give? I might have given. No, I think it might be.
That's the first time I've known you give anything.
Did I not give Ad Astra 5 on Strange New Worlds?
You might give that 4.5.
I think I might have. Yeah.
Can go back and check.
Probably did. You should have done the episode dressed up as Mark Twain with southern accents. Missed a trick there. Damn.
Yeah, and that was an Easter egg in itself.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Times Arrow. Yeah.
So it's all there.
Yeah. So that's probably going to wrap it up for this one. Unless do you want to do the 5th as well? Just roll it in, all 3, or do you want to space it out? Screw it. We're just going to roll in episode. We're so far behind. We're just going to roll in with episode 5 into this one as well. And that episode was called
Empathological Fallacies.
Nice. So what was this one about? I can't remember. I'm only kidding. I can really, but I just want to hear you say it.
What, the title again?
No, what the episode was about.
Well, it was our new resident. Well, so not new resident. So she's new resident Vulcan. But yeah, our resident Vulcan. And
Yep.
well, these Beta Z arrive on board.
Yes, 3
initially.
Beta Z. Are they ambassadors?
Just something like that. And they're there because the safety of the quadrant at the moment, because of all the ships being destroyed by...
Which we've not mentioned at all. This mysterious ship that keeps going in all the episodes that we've completely glossed over.
Because I get why they're doing it. They're building up to something, but I'm just we need some. I need something more.
Yeah. There's a ship and it's doing stuff.
Yeah, it keeps destroying ships. But yeah, so they
reminds me a bit of motion picture with Vija.
Yes,
just wiping things out. Reminds me of that first bit with the Klingons.
Yes,
well, it's
I'm interested to see what they're going with here. But
if it's Vija again, I'll lose it. But no, it's not to be Vija again. I'm a motion picture fan, screw it.
It's the 4th season. The poster's done like...
Voyage Home.
Yeah, it's the whale probe.
Could be the whale probe.
The whales are back. But anyway, where was I? So the Betas come aboard. Yes. And then the crew start to act...
Yeah, the Betas like to party, don't they?
Yes, they're very party-centric. Getting the drinks topped up as they're walking around the ship, which made me laugh and respiratory. And then people start to get a bit agitated or annoyed or just completely out of character. So they automatically assume that it's those guys.
Yeah, that it's the Beta.
So they take them to...
They think they've got the same syndrome that Sarek had, don't they?
Yes.
Where they're projecting emotions because it happens when they reach a certain age.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an insult to them because it's saying that they might be older than they look. But yeah, the assumption is that it's them that's causing it.
Which then took us to a most bizarre thing in sickbay when the doctor's talking about how they eat.
Yeah, they eat them. And she keeps calling them like tasty morsels and stuff.
And I just thought this is the most left field random facts that they've come out with.
Well, I was going to say the doctor in this episode was my absolute highlight of the whole thing. Her just going absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Was spot on. That's one of probably my favourite thing about it.
One of the things that did make me laugh out loud, cut back to when they're in the mess hall or whatever it's called now, is Dr. Miglimoo.
Yes.
When he's trying to...
he's trying to replicate something, isn't he?
He just phases the replicator. Just made me laugh because it's just like, he's the therapist on the ship and he's the one of all of them that's sort of lost the plot. But it turns out that the...
Well, the Betas end up taking control of the ship, don't
yeah,
they?
that's what I was going to get to. So it was just... They end up taking
control. They think they've been stitched up, don't they?
I think they've been found out. That's not the Betas of security or secret service, whatever you want to call them. So they try and take control of the ship quite successfully as well. I was quite surprised. Yeah. Like,
having said that, everyone is under the influence of thingies, so they're all behaving a bit like they did in like Naked Now or something, where they're all just going wild.
And whilst we've got all this going on, Boimler's on a bit of a downer, isn't he?
Yes.
And so he gets to go and hang out with Shax and all the security guards.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to be trained in like super security stuff, and instead they're playing games.
Yes.
They're doing poetry readings about Worf, which is cool, and then they're doing like charades.
Yeah, and then there's challenges that they get done. He given an Enterprise jigsaw.
Yes,
which means when this episode aired, within a space of a day, there was 2 animated versions of Malcolm Reed from Enterprise, because he's got an animated version of himself on the box, and then in the shorter treks, which. Yeah, we'll save that for another day. We'll discuss them at some point.
I still haven't made it past like 2 minutes of the first one. I turned it off because I hated it.
You're going to have to watch them. So we will.
I'm going to have to watch the last one because I like Malcolm Reed.
We will be discussing
I like to
Malcolm Reed.
Enterprise crew.
We will, because we do need to discuss those. But yeah, so he has all those challenges, which he's like to it's nothing. And then they realise that the ship's been taken over. And so then... Just some of those hilarious.
Yeah, they launch into kick-ass mode, don't they? It's kind of built up the fact that they don't really do much security, so they're crap, and then all of a sudden, once the red alert goes off, they absolutely go into gear.
Shax makes that big thing about, it's not all about shooting phases and all that sort of stuff, and then they kick into gear and end up all that brawl on the bridge.
Yeah, that's right. I love the coda to that particular plot line.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get that probably later, but yeah.
But the fact that it all links in as well. There's the 2 plot lines this week, actually, because Boimler's plotline is the B plotline this week. Yeah. And normally they just
It's one thing I love about Lower Decks is they've got that very distinctive A and B plot, which is very 90s Trek. Always had an A and a B plot, and sometimes they would intersect. A lot of the time they intersect
this one did
to a small degree, but sometimes to a larger degree. And this week they really did, and I do love it when they have an A and a B plot. I think it's something that modern Trek should do a lot more, personally. Probably why I enjoy Lower Decks so much. Just gets the tone right. But yeah, the resolution to that particular plot line, that's not the resolution necessarily to the whole episode, where he's saying to Boimler that it's the security isn't just about, it's about the well-being of the crew, and that involves emotional well-being as well as physical well-being. And so they took him for this day because he was down. He's doing security. They are looking after the crew. And I really like that. The fact he calls him Baby Bear kills me every time. He's turned into a proper like dad figure. Yes. I'm so glad that they decided to unkill him, because I think the series would be weaker without him. Shax now. I think he's so good, and his relationship with the Doctor just murders me. There. But anyway, it turns out, doesn't it, that it's I've forgotten her name again already. Vulcan. I'm going to put that in letters just huge above me. The Vulcan Lieutenant.
Stop.
Go on, we're going to find it out. Yeah. Do it. Need to know. T'Lyn.
I was called Tavana. T'Lyn.
It was bound to begin with a T. That it's actually her that's projecting.
Yes.
Her emotions.
Yes.
And it's her frustration that she can't send a message back to her original command.
Yes, because she's a bit fed up, isn't she? Of all the
So she's attempting to basically go back to the Vulcan.
I do quite like it's almost like an emotional plea
with
her, because she's like, I feel like I've been punished enough now.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's attempted to get back in good graces, and it's pointed out that she really wasn't logical for her to be kicked out in the first place. And she decides that she doesn't want to go back.
That's
the whole plot line between that. The growth of that is that she decides she wants to stay where she is and doesn't need to send the message that has caused this entire thing in the first place, the emotional frustration of not being able to send it. Which, a good character thing. That's what, again, by the point we got to this episode, I was convinced that she's now part of the main cast.
Yes.
Now that she's part.
She's got her own story, didn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
This week. And another thing that did make me laugh, though, is the fact that they're hurtling towards the neutral zone, and then they sort of veer off at the last minute, and the bird of prey decloaks, and they're all disappointed.
Oh God, I love that part. Yeah, there's the bird of prey just sat on the neutral zone, just waiting. Oh my God, I'd forgotten about that part. I was pissing myself laughing.
Always used to make me laugh in Trek. It's like
they're always just there, aren't they?
Yeah, however vast space is, wherever the Enterprise happens to turn, which I get, they're probably monitoring it, but
I'm always confused because in the neutral zone, nobody's supposed to be in it.
Yes,
so where the Romulan's always in there having a go at anyone, you can't cross it. Yeah. Well, you're in it, but it's just the way that it literally just appears. You just see them all. They don't say anything, do they? Initially, they just go, oh,
and they turn off to go. Yeah,
look, should we go check out another random spot? Yeah. Oh God, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'd totally forgotten it. That was the best part for me. That was the part that made me laugh my arse off. I like the fact they gave her own episode, which is kind of weird because everybody says, right, I'm going to go on off the tangent now, a slight one, that one of the flaws of Discovery is that they don't do enough with each individual character. And it's always been the complaint of, it's only like 15 episodes long and they don't have a lot of time to do it and all the rest of it. And I'm like, Lower Decks is what? How many episodes Lower Decks? 10?
Yeah.
10 episodes. They're half an hour, so they're about 20 minutes shorter, and they still manage to dedicate an episode to other characters. So take note. I think that shows that it's doable and it should have been done.
Take note, Discovery, as you're going to your final season.
As you come into your final season. It's a bit late for a lot of it now, but we're not trashing Discovery, but we're going to do a thing about Discovery in a positive light soon. So
we do like it. It's just that it has its moments. There are more moments than not.
All Trek has their issues. I think that's its major one for me, is that it doesn't tell me enough about the crew, and I want to know. I want more, and it's not giving me. It's an okay problem to have with it, I think. So it comes from a place of love. Oh yeah. So, what would you rate this one? I'm giving it an extra point.
I'm going to rate it of one disturbed. Based on that.
I'm rating this is very uncomfortable.
I'm going to rate that. I feel I can get everything a 4.
Your IGN. Just give it 7 out of 10. Over and over and over and over again.
No, I'm going to go 4. I'm just finding it very hard to mark it down, which I'm trying. But yeah, again, another solid episode which had its laughter moments, had a good story, good plot. Make a bad episode.
Well, I think I'm also having an IGN moment because I'm going to go with a 4. Oh no, it's 4. Yeah, I'm going to go 4 as well. Yeah, 4 for this one. Not quite as funny as the last one, but I thought it was really good.
The episode's good. I mean, if you take out the comedy element, fundamentally the episode is good.
Yeah, I mean, that's always helps when the plot's decent, because this, like I said, if you take out all the humour, of it, it would still make... This could be an episode of Next Generation or Voyager or anything. Why are the crew playing up? It's not what you think it is. And then your B plot is your characters are having problems and other characters are helping them out. Yeah. That would make a perfect episode of Next Generation or Voyager. So yeah, you're right. And they're the best episodes of Lower Decks, generally. I feel like they could work as a genuine episode. Yeah, another great episode of Lower Decks. I love this series, so it's the one I hope carries on the longest. So, yeah. So if you like this, please subscribe, drop a few comments down below if you could as well. Tell us what you thought of the episodes. There's probably tons of references that there are tons of references we've missed. So feel free to drop them in there as well. And hopefully we will see you in our next video, which will be out soon.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.